going to have some fun tonight, as we always do. But before I start out, I want to remind you to share, like, and subscribe to Wjzz Cool TV. That helps us to provide you with more and more entertaining content that you will love, and we need to know what you like, and so we can keep bringing it to you. So I wanted to say that, and we will be performing in about a week and a half, on December the 21st, in Dearborn, along the Miracles. Mark Scott Miracles will be performing with Shades of Blue, Phase 5, Fantastic Four, and it's just going to be an awesome show. So you want to get your tickets for that on December the 21st. Tonight, I have the honor to have a guest in the studio today that has intrigued me with his stage presence, his professionalism, and just an all around great guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to put your hands together at home, of course, for Mr. Obi King. Obi King. Obi, what's up? What's up? Yeah,
what's going on? What's going on, Mark?
What's happening, man?
It's always a great treat and an honor getting this chance and opportunity to talk to you, Mr. Mark.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yes.
It's wonderful for me. I mean, I've been watching you perform at different venues, and this brother is a Detroit native, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and this is all Detroit. Go Lions! I have to say that.
Yes.
Of course, I have to say that. But yeah, Obi King. You know, I'm really intrigued. I wanna know. You know, I'm so excited. First of all, about meeting you. I have been talking to a number of people that I know that have been saying wonderful and great things about you. And so then I started following you and seeing, you know, your videos that you got online, and I'll get a chance to see you perform live this Friday on the 13th. That's going to be a treat.
Yes.
For me. I'm really excited about that. So, the one I want people to know who you are, not just here in Detroit, but we reach worldwide here at WJZZ, and I want everybody to know that supports this show who O.B. King is. And so tell us about how you got started in entertainment to begin with. I mean, what inspired you to want to sing?
Let's say, back when, far as I can remember, like when maybe I was 5 or maybe 6 or something like that, and my father used to, you know, constantly bring instruments in, and son, this is for you, and it was a older gentleman that lived next door to me, was named Mr. Cole. He used to tell me all the time, he used to have blues bands over there, and he would say.
So let me interrupt you. Was your father musically inclined?
My father was more of a part of the entourage of promoters. Yes.
So he was involved in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
all right. Go ahead.
And so the gentleman, Mr. Cole lived next door to me, and he outlived everyone. But I used to hear the music and the blues all the time, and I used to come outside and lean by the window and look down and see them in there jamming. And one time he came out, he said, "Little Obi, come on down here, let me show you something." And then I was around, as I got older, you know, like 8, 9 years old, he like, you know, I used to play for Elvis Presley, Bo Diddley. He was just naming all these people. And I heard of their names, but I really didn't, you know, have quite of that much understanding.
Sure.
But I was amazed of the music, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And my father knew it. He saw it in me and started bringing guitars home, and then he started saying, son, you know, this family is connected with the Gordys over there. He said, my niece, Margaret Gordy, Margaret Norton ended up marrying Barry Gordy back in her, I think, 20s or something like that, maybe. And she had a son that was Rockwell. And
really,
he and I used to play together over at the old house over there on Boston, the mansion over there. We was little kids, and they had another home out there in 8 Mile, on 8 Mile. And I seen a lot of the music, and then when you turned on the TV to see like Michael Jackson, and when I saw Mike, and we had the little afros, and Rockwell at the time, his real name is Kennedy, Kennedy Gordy. So he had the afro, and we used to jump around like we wanted to be musical stars and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, wow, So, and do that time, like, let me see, around 12, 13, it was bands all up and down the block, all a couple of blocks over. It was battle with the bands, and I used to watch, and my father say, son, you gonna learn to play that guitar? I was trying. He didn't have the knowledge to really show me, but he just gave me the instrument, and I would try to learn by ear, and I started catching it, and it was a young gentleman down the street, this guy named Vincent Jordan, that still living today, and another friend of his stayed on the block, Paul Williams. And all them years as we got older, he never said Paul Williams was his father from the Temptations, because there's two of them. There's one that sings with the Temps, and there's one that play the bass. They still out here. And when I was a kid coming up, I was like, Vincent, show me how to play the guitar. He would show me, and I learned how to play a Jimi Hendrix riff, when I was young. And it was a magical time just to see all those musicians that had hope.
So you was around Grand Boulevard, around this area right here where we are now, right now?
Yes,
right?
Yes. So sometimes, because we used to go across over there by United Studios over there.
Ah, off a second.
Yeah, or was it? I believe it was behind the funeral home, because it was a couple of other houses over there, and the band was set up over there all the time. And come to find out, those guys were part of the Parliament Funkadelics.
Okay.
And and they was playing that, and we used to ride our bikes past and go over there and post up and just watch all day.
All right. Well, a lot of my history is at United Sound with Don Davis and the Dramatics.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, that's my primary roots are there. So did you ever get a chance to go in there and work with them?
No.
Bootsy and
No. I was
RJ's latest arrival.
No. It was like I was always on the outside looking. On the outside looking in, and then as I, became older and hit the teenage years, where it turned out to be more about money, my crew and I, we all kind of faded away from the music, and went off into other things. Got an education. I graduated from Central High School in 1983. I went to different Voltech schools and stuff. I was gonna go to school to become an electrician, but that didn't happen. But I always had the love for music, so I used to listen to James Brown. I used to love some James Brown.
My father loved,
and I still listen to James Brown right now.
And the famous Flames.
That was in the Temps. I really appreciate the music now, because back when I used to hear it, it was just being installed in me. So now when I'm riding, I listen to it and I just love it.
Oh, yeah.
And Smokey, the high falsetto singing, I love that.
Oh, okay, so you like all the tenors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Tenors, yeah.
I was a little kid, but so naturally I had a really high voice. But the people that I liked were people like what you just said, James Brown, Jackie Wilson.
Oh yeah.
You ever listen to those guys?
Yeah, I did.
They inspire you?
Yeah, I did. I listened to. Matter of fact, Jackie Wilson, my father say he was the one that took the picture when he threw his hands back like that. He said, son, I took that picture. But they went and redone it over there in Black Bottom.
Is that right?
He used to tell me that. My daddy, man, he just be telling me, but see, my father was born in 1922, so he was with the old G's like Coleman Young and all that back in the day. And yeah, in Black Bottom. But you know, he was a real generous man as far as learn a craft, learn a skill. You want to do some music? Here you go. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to take that and run with it. And I'm glad, you know, he done that, because that gave me more leeways to get into other things, to have me focus with more, because I never would have thought leaning into the music would came to this, and I haven't made not one hit. You know, by singing other people's, most of the greats, and the energy of that changed my life. And just like it used to be, this young boy used to walk past when I had a garage jams in the garage, and I still had that every Father's Day, and it was getting so enormous I had to shut it down when COVID hit.
That COVID messed up a lot of stuff for the entertainers. You know, had to go virtual after that for a good little while. A lot of stuff that was launched during that time got squashed because of COVID, because nobody wanted to be in person. I mean, I know a lot of friends of mine that aren't here anymore because of COVID.
And with that, that's the reason why we are here, to still keep the momentum going, to circulate.
I hope we can do just that.
To circulate that happiness, to keep us all smiling. Because I'm happy. You look happy.
I'm trying to be.
That's what's up.
I'm trying to be, you know.
What's up, Mark?
So we're going to take a minute
to
identify the station. This is Wjzz Cool TV. I think I'm talking to this camera over here. Cool TV. You can like us, share us, and definitely subscribe. That keeps us on in your pocket in terms of our content and what you like. So share, like us, and definitely subscribe to Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And tonight we have Obi King, who we're learning a lot about him today. This is enlightening. I'm enjoying this. We got a lot in common too.
I believe that. That's why as soon we seen each other, we started smiling.
For sure.
You my brother, man.
I said, okay, all right. Yeah. So your father had connections to the industry through, not necessarily as a musician, but he knew a lot of people, was involved with a lot of people, and he spread that to you. Was there any artists specifically when you were growing? Because I know when I was coming up, my brother used to laugh and talk about me. But you know, I like Elvis Presley. I like Jackie Wilson. I like Sammy Davis Jr. And because they were not necessarily their music, but I like their stage presence, their performance,
the aura, the energy.
The way they represented themselves on stage. I thought that was just magnificent. Just particularly Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh wow!
You know, and Jackie Wilson. One of my favorite groups was the Intruders. You listen to the Intruders?
Yes.
Okay, Sonny was he was a dog, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So what musicians inspired you?
Musicians.
Or singers. I know you like tenors.
Right. The very first concert I went to, I was like 14. And this one guy on the block, he like, man, my girlfriend don't want to go. He asked my father, Mr. King, can your son want to go to his first concert? I'm like, who we going to see? He's like, the Parliament Funkadelics. I say, oh man, I want to go. You know, cause and he took me, and when I saw the stage, the power that music had, and looking at the faces and the expressions on people, the way they was like intrigued by the music, and I was like, wow. So that opened my nose from the beginning, and seeing Michael on TV, that opened my nose, and hearing Al Green all the time, and Al Green was powerful. His stage, the crowd, he's pouring the love out to you, and that just made me just like man, I want to start a band, because I'm good at putting some people together.
Okay.
And said we're gonna start a band and do some Al Green, but another singer was Johnny Guitar Watson, and hearing that guitar and seeing him in the carriage with his mother pushing him on that album, I used to just look at that album. You know, I was excited about him. Most definitely the Isley Brothers, you know, the Go For Your Guns album, because I used to ride with my uncle and he used to play nothing but Isley Brothers. The Emotions, he played the Emotions, the Isley Brothers, Bobby Womack.
You do those songs in your show when you're performing?
I can when it's like the right setting for that.
Yeah.
Or if the musicians, because a lot of times singers will walk up and throw out a song, and the musicians they could be so used to just playing the same stuff all the time. And when you throw something in, and they might go to shuffling around like, nah, pick something else. You know, because even though a lot of musicians want the singers, you know this, you know that. Hey, so I a lot of times would purposely inject something that's good, and I read the audience. I say, this the right time for this. Nobody wants you when you down and out, and I'll be right, you know.
Yeah.
And I go for it. But and
so you don't have a set show.
I have a set show, because I'm mostly known for singing Prince music, and I have a set show for that also. And I.
But you're open to the audience if they want to request something.
Yeah, and with the R&B, like with the Anthony Hamilton, the Maxwell, the Gerald Levert. I love some Gerald Levert. He sing man songs, songs about family and love and strength.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I love that. And Al Green also, again, you know, and the stylistics. And Smokey Robinson, the Miracles, you guys, you know. You know, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, baby, let's cruise away.
Yeah.
You know, songs like that. But, so, as a teenager, when Prince came out, I used to, I loved it right off the rip. And it was the Soft and Wet. Then it went from the Soft and Wet to the I Want to Be Your Lover. And we used to just prance around. I think I was around 15 or something like that. And practice on singing that. And the girls in the neighborhood used to notice and hear me singing it, and would always say, you sound like Prince. You sound like Prince when you sing that. You know, my voice is a little rough right now.
That's all right. That's all right.
You sound like
You're not
Prince.
a robot. You're not wind up and the same thing every day. I get that. A lot of people think entertainers are supposed to be one way all the time.
All the time.
But you're not. You're human.
Yes.
You know, and that's I like that.
It takes work, preparation, and
absolutely
relaxing. You got to be able to relax.
But I can hear it.
Yeah.
I can hear it. Wanna be your lover. Yeah, I can hear it.
So, when after the Wanna Be Your Lover album came out, when he came out with the Dirty Mind, it was on and popping in. I got the coat on, the trench. I'm jumping around with my sisters. We had a band. And ever since then, and so when I turned 18, I had my own place, and I had my own sound system, and the girls used to come up, and they be singing that Prince. I'll be singing that Prince. And I would sing along with the songs and add all the girls and all that kind of stuff. And I recognized singing, people pay attention to you on that, and keeping yourself together and looking nice. You know, and I was raised in that way to always take care of yourself, you know, for the long haul. So
of course.
So that's what done that far as me singing. And then when later on in life, when I heard Eddie Kendricks and the Temptations and Smokey and all them songs, I said, I can do that. You know, I'm gonna lean to that. And because we in Motown, you know, when it come up, I can do it.
Yeah.
I do it. I put
And
it
you
down.
do. You do,
I
and
put
you
it
do it
down.
well.
Yeah.
You do it very well.
Thank you.
Very well.
Yeah, appreciate
I
you.
was loving it. I said, okay, look at this brother. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And you was moving up and down the stage, you know, and just involving the audience. I mean, you didn't look comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
You look like that's where you belong.
Mm-hmm. And another reason for that, I believe that I already know I'm my own fan of myself. And when I'm up there doing my thing, it's a whole bunch of little me's down there watching me like this. And that's what pushed me, because I'm going up there for me.
Yeah.
If I enjoy it, them people out there going to enjoy it too.
Yeah.
And that's the heart in Motown.
And they can tell whether you enjoy it or not.
Yes.
They can
Yes.
tell.
And like you. And your stage presence and the guys and all the women screaming. That's the foundation of Detroit in the music. Far as people pay attention, we gonna give it to you. We gonna love to give it to you. If we smiling and dancing, you gonna smile and dance.
Definitely.
And that's the foundation of Detroit music for real.
Detroit. And it's growing now.
Yes.
You know, in terms of world recognition, as opposed to just the automotive industry leaving and people, you know, moving from Detroit going to other places. They're coming back now.
Yes.
They're coming back, and the city is revitalized. And I think now is the time for somebody like you to
Yes.
stick your face out
Yes. And us along with the whole
there. Yeah. The whole
machine.
city. Yeah, the whole city.
Machine.
Yeah. And it's not just Detroit, because Detroit got a lot of sisters.
Right.
You know, Flint, Saginaw, Bay
Right.
City.
Right. Say
You
that.
know, Michigan is like a house,
Mm-hmm.
and Detroit is just the living room.
Mm-hmm. The living room with plastic on the seat.
Right.
That way you can't get it dirty. You can't shut it down. It's gonna still be there, just like it is.
I saw a comedy show about that. Plastic on the seat. But you're right. You're right. I remember coming to my uncle's house, and he had plastic on his seats, on the sofa, and chairs and stuff. Yeah. That's the thing. So, when you're performing in the, you know, out and about, and you're in the city, where can people go to see you?
Well,
Do you have any basic places that you perform all the time at, or?
yeah, like the lounge spot where I love to go to is the Office on Illinois. It's right by
I heard about that.
the Office
A
on
lot of
Illinois.
musicians go there, right?
Yes, that's where all the I sing Keith Washington. I hung out with Carl Reed, and we had Alexander O'Neal with us riding in the car.
Mm-hmm.
We took him there. He said, "Take me somewhere where I can have some fun. I want to sit down. I want to enjoy myself." He was there. The lady from The Rock, and this is like David Brannon and the All Stars crew that be over there,
Oh,
and
okay.
they can play any
for sure.
and everything.
Everything. They play with everybody.
Yeah, yes.
Or have.
And I didn't know that when I
Yeah.
was sliding on in through the grits and gravy of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, you know, and I feel better when I'm not knowing who is who or their background, because it frees me to open up with just all me when I'm up there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, until somebody like, man, you know who that is?
So now, the office is down the street from where the locker room used to be, right?
Right. On the left side.
On the same side of the street.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I have never been to the office.
Yeah. Every Sunday.
But I've been to the locker room.
Yes.
You know, I went in there, and everybody was in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like, okay.
Yeah. Keith Washington. I seen him in there.
Yeah. Well, Keith was down at United when I was down there. When I first met Keith, he was a songwriter, model,
Right.
some of everything.
Keith Washington.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Cool guy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Keith always
cool,
always been
down to earth.
We used to walk and talk, and just before he started singing. I remember when he got his deal with Quincy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't with Quincy at the time when I met him, but then he got with Quincy, and you know, of course, the brother blew up.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
who don't know Keith Washington?
Yes. Yes.
Great guy, awesome entertainer.
And he
has-
stays humble.
Has
He's
been
right
very
there.
supportive
Yeah.
of anything that I was doing. So I love him to death.
Right.
No question about it. So you go to the office. You ever sit in with him?
Yes, every time I go. I done created a lot of my fan base is there. When I used to follow behind David Brandon and the All Stars when they have open mic, and he would sit back and watch all the singers come in, like Tony Paul. He does Michael Jackson, and he sounds just like Michael Jackson, that Tony Paul. And I'm like fans of the singers of it. Of a lot of us, we look at each other like, man, we give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, you sound good, man. Man, you was throwing down right there. We need that. Not nobody saying,
I do not like that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we should support each other.
Yes.
I don't think we should be denigrating each other.
Right.
I don't let any of the guys in my organization denigrate anybody. Because I was telling the Marvelettes, I had them in here last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was telling them that I don't believe in better. I believe in different.
Say that.
This person is not better than this person. This person's just different from that person.
That are different.
Everybody got what they do, and they do it well. And everybody don't agree with me on that. But that's what I think. Yeah. That's all that really matters.
And I believe that's a good approach because it shuts down negative status. I mean, static. It keeps the static away.
Yeah.
When you let people be how they are. And I use that same analogy when it comes to dealing with people. The energy that you give me, I could give it back, but it'll take for me to do that. So to keep my happy space, I'm gonna just bag up and leave it alone.
How do you achieve your happy space?
My happy space is keeping myself fed right, exercise, make sure my family is happy, and keep all my bills paid.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy. It makes me feel that I can achieve anything and approach anything and solve it. My father used to always say, son, look at it, analyze it, and conquer. You can do that. And he done that. My father was so inspirational because he raised my brother and I. I remember when we was little, when him and my mother, they separated, they got a divorce and all that kind of stuff. And my mother was like, and I started looking at it as I got older. I like, my mother was 20 years younger than my father, and he was from the old school, Laurel, Mississippi, moved up north and never went back. And all his brothers and sisters and grandmothers, everybody from the South came up. And he always said, son, he said, we not from Africa. We Native American. We been here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he say, look at us and look at them. It's a total different look about yourself. He say, he always inspired my brother. I have another brother that looks just like me, around your complexion, a little lighter than me, with freckles, out in Hawaii. Been living out there for 20 years. Left Detroit, never came back.
In Hawaii?
In Hawaii. Okay. Started a paint company out there and everything.
Okay.
And doing real well.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
My brother Garrett King. Yep.
Yes, Garrett King.
Yes, and he was an inspired rapper. Because back in the days, back in like 83, 84, I was entering into all the talent shows and stuff in school. And we was doing rap. This when rap was first coming in. So we started our little rap group called 1 to 4. And we got into the contest and all this kind of stuff. And we came in second. I had a little rap line, Detroit to the Motor City where the people are all fresh, the ladies so pretty. So check me out, y'all, at the start to get off. Rock so hard it'll make you cough. Go to the Renaissance, hang out for a while. Then take a trip down to Belle Isle. You can say what you want about my town, but let me tell you, city critics, Detroit is down. Yeah.
All right. Obi King, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Man, can rap too.
Yeah, so.
I never mastered that.
Yeah.
You know, it's for everybody. It ain't for everybody.
Yeah. And I always knew. I said, if I can make it a rap, I didn't tell my brother and the rest of them. I say, I'm gonna switch over to music, cause I already knew that.
Yeah.
And I was a few years older than them anyway. So here's another funny story. So when rap was really hot, really coming out, Margaret Gordy called me. She said, Obi, Rock is coming into town, and he's gonna come to your place, and I need your address, and the driver is gonna bring him over there. And I say, yeah, just tell him to come on over here. So I called my buddy, y'all come over here, cause I want to get the rap crew together, so we're gonna show him rap is what it is. It's the new big thing. So he came, the limousine pulled up. It was, I don't know, you may have saw this car. It was over there on Taylor.
When was this?
This was back in 83, 84.
Well, I'm from Flint.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was working in Detroit in the studio, but I wasn't hanging out in Detroit.
Right.
And I got through with my work down at United Sound.
Okay.
I'd head on back to Flint, and there was a club there that when the first time I think it's the Deal, Babyface. Was that the Deal?
The Deal.
Yeah. I went to see them. They was playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then, but I didn't hang out in Detroit. My uncle lived here. I spent a lot of time with him.
So when you came,
so I don't know about these little things you're talking about.
Right. So when you came here, it was for the music purpose.
It was for music. Yeah.
That's
or to visit my uncle.
Yes.
You know, and then when that happened, I was really, really young, and I couldn't hang out.
Yeah, right. It was just some great memories. You had to
I knew, but everything was going on. I just couldn't go.
Right.
You know, my brothers would go to concerts and stuff like that, and
that was cool. So
I've been here almost 40 years now, though.
Oh yeah. I've always been in Detroit. Yeah. My whole life. I've been across the country, around the country, and back, but never outside of the country.
Oh, okay.
But I'm good. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
You know, especially around these times.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So quick story, real quick.
Take your time.
My cousin, he pulls up in a limousine. It was a Honda Accord, yellow limousine, Honda Accord back then. And we looking out. I'm over on the street on Dexter. I had a apartment over the top over there on Dexter and Calvert, over the hardware store, but it was apartments all over the top, like storefronts.
I know what that is.
Yeah, so, and I looked out the window. I like, oh, that's Rock down there. We all went downstairs, me and my buddies, and he was sitting there like, had his hair all like mohawked up, like he a rock star, glasses on. He like, Obi, is that you? I say, man, if you don't get out of the car. He say, I'm not getting out of the car. I just wanted to see you, man. I don't want to get kidnapped or anything like that. I say, man, nobody's studying you. Get out of the car. He got out of the car, came upstairs. I said, Rock, just sit right here for a second. He like, yeah. I say, come on, y'all ready? The guys got together. We like, 1, 2, and gave him a little quick show about the rap. He sat back like this. He said, you know what, man? Rap is just a fad. It's gonna play out. Nobody's gonna go for that.
He was wrong about that, wasn't he?
Wrong.
Big time wrong.
And then after a few other conversations of that, I say, on that song, I always feel like somebody watching me. You was rapping. That was a rap. Even though, it was a brilliant song. I told him, you're not a one-hit wonder. That's a lifetime hit. Because they're going to play it forever. Just like Thriller. And songs like that. Just like all the other old school Motown music. It's here. It's going to be here when we up and out of here. Yeah, but that part right there, he was wrong. And that would have been a life-changing event if he would have just, but,
it is what it is.
Yeah, because, a lot of people get in the industry.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Yeah. When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair.
Yeah.
You sing. That's like if I'm singing, Detroit, Detroit to the Motor City. People are fresh. The ladies so pretty. I could sing the rap, but he was singing rap. But it was a hit.
Yeah. Oh,
it was
yeah.
a good hit. It was a major hit.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
And he's still living well right now off of that.
Off of that one song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's really great. That's awesome. Let me identify the station.
Yes, sir.
And then I missed it, but I'm gonna catch up.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to interrupt what you're saying. It's intriguing. You graduated in 83.
83.
Oh, okay.
83.
Yeah. So you're watching Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. We want you to like us, share us, and subscribe to Wjzz Cool TV on YouTube. We're live streaming on all major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Thread, Facebook, some of everybody. Oh man, yeah, worldwide. So tune in, subscribe, and share Wjzz Cool TV. My name is Mark Scott. This is Off the Cuff, and our guest tonight is Obi King, a Detroit phenomenon. Absolutely, I'm loving it. I'm loving this time that I'm spending with you, man.
Oh yeah,
it's really great.
Thank you.
You know, I was just talking to Joe Pep, Undisputed Truth. He was at the house a couple of days ago, and we were talking about the movie project that we did with Don Davis on Polygram Records, TriStar Film Production, Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah.
And he was talking about how that's a cult, and he's right, it is. But you graduated from high school a year before that movie came out. It came out in '84.
Yes.
And '85, late '84, early '85. So, have you aspired to do anything in film?
Yeah.
Because there aren't any real major record labels anymore.
Right.
Everything is so digitized now.
Yes.
It's a different industry.
Yes.
So how do you keep your foot in that?
Due to the internet and the wave of change that's happening, everything being digitized, and you can go independent and you can set your own thing up to make your own way. That's like the same thing like with Hollywood and the stars now. It's now regular people are becoming stars and popular due to the internet, due to TikTok, Facebook and Instagram and all this kind of stuff. So you can come up with a song with a catchy hook and put it online. I was telling the guy, like, man, I got a hit right here. I say, if you put it online or you put it on TikTok for under 30 seconds, the people will tell you if you got a hit or not, because that's what I go by.
Mm-hmm. Now you do Prince.
Yes.
In your show. Prince was one of the first people to
take his music,
the digital
right, to go online with
online.
Yes.
He was one of the first people to actually did that motivate you?
He saw, yes, it was motivation for think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
It was motivation for if I think it, if I can manifest it, I can make it happen. Mm-hmm. And that's where he was at. Mm-hmm. And that make you pay attention to your own thinking and thinking outside of the box and knowing what can go on. Mm-hmm. That's because, like, the reason why Detroit to me is a machine of musicians and singers, because a lot of us before Motown left, when we was coming up, had hopes on getting with Motown, mm-hmm. on being part of that. Mm-hmm. And when the powers that be, when they took off and went out to California, that left everybody in a stagnant period. Like, man, what I'm gonna do? I don't know anybody. Where I'm gonna go? And that's the reason why it's still a strong hold with all the other stars. When they come here, they get Detroit musicians. When they got Detroit musicians, all these other concerts all around the world. And because of that, that's a powerful situation. You know, because myself using the internet, and it's powerful because I shot a quick movie. I was in a couple of scenes with the West Side Story, Part 2, and I was playing a top attorney in Detroit, Carter Bentley, and I had a couple of scenes on that.
Carter who?
Carter. Carter Bentley.
Bentley.
Yeah, attorney Carter Bentley.
Okay.
Yeah, and I played an attorney on there. Okay. So.
That was a role you played.
Yeah, that was a role.
Oh, okay.
You know,
all right.
Saying I'm gonna get the guy out and turn in the corner. I had to, and I was kind of like mimicking one of my great friends that was a high-powered attorney here in Detroit, Marlon Evans, and he used to tell me all the stories, and kind of like when I graduated from school, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna introduce you to somebody that's the lawyer for the Young Boys Incorporated." And and come on outside. When I came outside, it was a gray Rolls Royce out there, on Dexter. And I came outside, I had my hat like kind of cocked to the side. I was like fresh out of school, graduated and everything. But he was out like 2 years ahead of me. So I got in the car, and Wjzz Cool Pepper turned around and said, "Young man, take that hat off. You're not getting in no dope man's car. You're getting in the thinkers. I'm the attorney. You want to get rich, you be able to you get rich from them guys out on the corner by using this and going to school." So my friend followed him and became an attorney. And in my life, I was trailing behind him, but I was derailed. Everybody have their own path of where they going.
But you know, I'm listening to you talk, and I'm watching how you carry yourself, and you're telling me the story. I would never connect that to you. I would never connect your story to what I'm looking at now.
To that situation.
You know, because you don't wear it like that. You know, I see a very intelligent, savvy individual in front of me that is multi-talented. Yes. I mean, wow. You've done some acting. And I'm just recently getting, trying to wet my feet with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been an entertainer, singer, since I was 8. Okay, and I always aspired to do that, but you actually did it. So that's what I see. And when I talk to you, and I was so intrigued to meet you, was because that's the impression that you get when you meet Obie King.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm just impressed.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Because you're a powerhouse in itself, and somebody to look up to and be proud to know. Because I'm proud to be in your presence. That's a feather in my cap to say I sat around and got interviewed by Mark Scott.
I'll tell you something Smokey told me. Can't remember where we were, but I remember I was in my hotel room and I had watched an interview that he did. And so when I went down and we were at this event together, I think it was at the museum here. And and I wasn't like a fan or anything, but I was starting the conversation off. And I said, I watched your interview last night, nice interview. He said, don't do it. We do the same thing.
Right.
He was so humble.
Right.
And he relaxed me for years to come. And so, I mean, if you ever been around Smokey for any lengthy period of time, you'll find he's a gentleman. Yes. he's just a wonderful person.
Yes, I
He's
actually.
he is somebody that you can look up to,
Yes.
you know, and he doesn't even want you to do that.
Right.
You know, when I was working with Don Davis, I mean, you look up to him, absolutely admire him or whatever, but you know, the impression I got was that, you know, all that fanfare. You
Right,
know,
right,
I don't
right.
particularly care for it myself.
Right.
Don Davis used to, I used to hang out with him a lot back in 79,
Right.
80, 81, right in there. And I mean, I at his house and everything. And the man had deep, deep pockets.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't know him, you would never know because he didn't flaunt it. So my point is that your character should be what people see, not necessarily your stature, your status in life or station in life or whatever. But it's more important to me anyway to have a character that shines through, and then the achievements and stuff come along. You know, they come along afterward. But if I can respect you as a person,
Right.
just from talking to you, I don't even have to know anything that you did.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the feeling I get from you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you know, I can admire you and respect you. I don't have to know nothing about what you did or didn't do or where you are or none of that. But it's the way you carry yourself that's, you know, it more or less commands the respect.
Yes.
You know, and I think that that's what all these other guys that we're talking about,
Yes.
even Prince, he motivated me, and that's why I asked you that question, because he motivated me from a business aspect.
Mm-hmm.
He came down and took over United for about a week,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a chance to learn just from being around and watching. And I started following him. I was never really a fan, but I admired his brain,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and his savvy and go get it attitude.
Right.
You know,
But nothing can stop me.
right,
Either.
right, and that's why I asked you about that. So you know, especially since you do Prince, his music.
Yes, and you said something about Smokey. Yes, I have had the chance to be around him, and it was at Margaret's, it was Rockwell's mother.
Oh yeah, well of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Her funeral, when I saw him walk in, it was him, Gordy, and the whole room was like in awe.
Of course.
You know, and I believe it was more because Smokey walked in. Yeah, but I was looking like, okay, we got Smokey up in there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still about my cousin. Right
Of course.
there. Yeah, but yeah, but with that,
You gotta have humility, man.
right?
You know,
Yes.
I see that. I hear that in your conversation, the way you're carrying yourself. I want to keep this show about you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that, and that's to be admired.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So with myself, like with Prince, music, and it's a multitude. Like I said, it's Johnny Guitar Watson, Bobby Womack, James Brown, Ozzy Brothers, and all these other greats way before Prince
Mm-hmm.
that had my ear saying I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I actually started hearing other people say, "You got the sound, you can sing this, you can sing a little bit of that Motown." And when I was trying it and when I was hearing it through other musicians, they was telling me, "Man, you got it. You got it. You got the push, you got the style, you got and you got the following."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and due to the internet, that's a powerful tool. Because one time I got out the car, these ladies like, "Oh, Obi King." I'm like looking, like, "You was in that movie, West Side Story. You in that?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh, yeah, I was in it." I was like, "Yeah, thank y'all for even speaking up and speaking out."
Mm-hmm.
Because and I always thank people for that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking up and speaking out, even saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Because now people just scroll and then they wait until they see you and say, "Yeah, I seen you on the thing. Yeah, we've been knowing each other for 20 years. Why you never said nothing? Let the people see it on there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's add something to that." Because when you ask me, do I got another show, and I put it constantly on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, I had to put up a post one time. When you see me in person, don't mention nothing about the shows, because you see it all day on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take that and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know.
But you grew up around a lot of stars.
Yeah, you know, in Detroit, everybody in Detroit to me carry themselves like stars, even when the stars come here. I see that.
Yeah.
We all like that. We be like, oh yeah, that's Al Jarreau up there. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna sit down. We still, or even when Chemistry come out, smooth and cold with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's cold. He cold with it. He come out, he do his thing, but he still like, hey, everybody.
Of course.
You know, pull Wanda on stage from the dance show. Put her up on stage and let us sing a couple of little bit. It was just fun. El DeBarge. I had the presence to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? It's quite a few people, but all in one. That's like I was dressed real nice at the Motor City Casino, and standing over the side for the Moore's Day thing. And one of the guys came down and he's like, man, Morris wants you to come up first. When they always pull people up on the stage.
So we're running out of time.
Okay.
So again, let's talk about what you're getting ready to do on Friday.
Okay. This Friday I am doing a Prince cover Purple Party. Friday the 13th at La Casa Cigar Bar downtown next to the Music Hall. Don't miss it. Please do not miss that. It's going to be off the hook. I'm saying some of the greatest and some of the latest songs. And I might take a couple of requests to put it in and make people even more excited. And plus, there's going to be a couple of other singers that might show up, that want to show up.
But I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'll be there to support what you're doing. I'm going to interview you again,
yes,
and splash it on the internet and let everybody know that I was there and I got a chance to see Obi King live in Detroit at a cigar place.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is Wjzz Cool TV. Tune in next time, and we'll be having some more content that should be intriguing and entertaining. Tonight we have Obi King, and we want to see you. Share us, like us, and subscribe. Wjzz Cool TV.